Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. It's 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Happy 4th of July weekend to everybody. Not a happy 4th of July weekend for me. Into every life, a little rain must fall. Is that how the saying goes? Into every life, into every something, a little rain must fall. That saying has been going through my head this morning. Okay, so there's two things I want to talk about this morning. I'm dealing with a broken down refrigerator, and I'm going to tell you guys about that in a second. And I went through the news feed when I woke up this morning, and there just wasn't really any stories that grabbed my attention, except for this is the truth too. I don't know if I shouldn't say being a guy I should be macho and not talk about other guys' packages, but I'm confident. David Corenswet, the new Superman. This was an article on TMZ, and this guy apparently is going to be the new Superman, and he was on the beach with his girlfriend, and his bathing suit's all wet, and it showed off pretty distinctly, pretty clearly that this guy's got Big D energy, man. And I laughed. I thought this was fun. Whenever I see something like this, I think to me it's like another dude winning the lottery. I'm like, hey man, good for you. To me, it's like the great equalizer. You could have all the money in the world, like Donald Trump. You could be a billionaire. You could have all the brains, be famous, be a famous movie star. But there's one thing that either you're blessed with or you're not. That money cannot buy. It's kind of like your genetics or winning the lottery, and that's being a little above average. And to me, I've always thought it's the great equalizer. When you see somebody driving a $100,000 sports car or Beamer, a guy with a lot of money and a big house, you're thinking, I bet you he's got a small package. So I see this article and I'm debating what to talk about. Should I talk about shoe size? Because I've always kind of thought that shoe size has something to do with it, or big hands. Does that have anything to do with it? Or noses? I know there's women watching my channel. What do you think about this? Does it matter? I know it matters. I've talked to many women. I've dated at least over 100 women in my life, and most women don't want to say anything. There's women that it really doesn't matter. But I'd say my guess, 70 to 80% get a big smile on their face. And then I'd say there's about 40% that just prefer something that's above average. That's the girls I've dated. Maybe they're weird. Maybe they're weirdos. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So I was going to talk about this. There was no other news stories to talk about this morning. So I was looking up by race or by country, Big D size. And it's interesting. Remember, I did a video. I cannot mention I got suspended for a week for putting a link to the site. It was an adult site. And I remember looking on that, and there was people from all over the world doing videos. You probably know the channel I'm talking, the site I'm talking about. And I noticed that from Colombia, especially from Colombia, the women were unbelievably beautiful. And the men were well hung. I'm like, what's going on in Colombia? There'll be a link down below. There's I looked up a couple of different things on this. They had all the countries in the world, and D size on all the countries. And South America has got some of the biggest D in the world, and Africa, and of course you figure Asia the smallest, and Europe the European man. No wonder these European Americans with European heritages, these Republicans are so angry all the time. I can understand why. Anyway, I was going to talk about this, but there's not much to talk about. Yesterday, I've been up all morning throwing away ice cream. So I just went shopping. Of course, I just went shopping yesterday, and ice cream was on sale, 4th of July weekend. And I bought three containers. I spent, it was like $15 on Friendly's ice cream. And I love ice cream after my work, especially this time of year. And I stocked up the freezer yesterday, and I just bought another pack of 18 pack of eggs. Eggs aren't that expensive. These were on sale for under $3 yesterday. So eggs are going down. Anyway, and I went shopping. Thank God I didn't buy milk. So I noticed that I went to get myself some ice cream after my workout, after my bike ride yesterday, and it was soft. And I realized that it wasn't working. The freezer, the condenser wasn't working. So I look online. How could I jumpstart this? Is there any way I could fix it? If it's the condenser, you're basically screwed. Then I'm screwed. So I tried shutting off the fuses. I tried, all the recommendations to kind of jumpstart it, to clear it, to unplug it and plug it back in again, like that's going to work. And so I waited overnight because I get up at 2 a.m, So by about 7 o'clock last night, I'm not looking to go call somebody about my refrigerator and having them come over here. It's nap time for me. So I thought overnight, maybe some luck of God, it'll turn back on. No. And on top of that, the ice cream fell over because I didn't, I figured it'll hold the liquid in, the ice cream containers, even if it goes soft. Goes soft. Look what I'm talking about. Big D energy, goes soft. Anyway, the containers, they start to sag. I forgot about this. When things are in your freezer and the heat, the cold goes out of the freezer, the boxes just sag on themselves. And the ice cream fell over. So at 2 a.m, after I look up the news feeds, it's actually 3 a.m. The ice cream is spilling all over my freezer. Everything's warm, so I've had to bag everything up. I had to put everything down the trash disposal. I had to pour it down and grind it all up, and then bring all the containers, the soggy containers in the trash bag out to the garbage. This is just at 3 a.m. now, and as you can see, I got a cooler there. I think I'm gonna get some ice today. Hopefully, I saw the maintenance guys bring in like 8 new box refrigerators about a month or 2 ago. So I'm hoping they still have a new refrigerator down in maintenance and they can just wheel this one out and wheel a new one in. So the rest of my stuff in the refrigerator is going bad as we speak. The stuff in the freezer is already gone. And that's where I'm at this morning. And on top of that, it's the 4th of July weekend. And I remember seeing a sign downstairs that the office was going to be closed yesterday. So I don't know if they're all gone till Wednesday and I'm going to have to put stuff in a cooler or what the deal is. Into every life, a little rain must fall. There's got to be a good side to this somewhere. Anyway, look up the links down below about D-size, different races. By the way, Native Americans are higher up than I would have imagined on D-size. All right, enough patting myself on the back. If there's women watching this, let me know what you think. Don't be shy. Have a good Saturday.